Okay, so I wanted to go over your test with you. We have ejército, which is like military, vida, life, discurso, which would be like a speech, patria, the country, pueblo, town, and niñez is your youth or your childhood. So la historia de este héroe es una historia común. Desde su blank se destacó por sus grandes cualidades y dedicó toda su vida. So since his childhood is what would fit best here. So it would be niñez. Se destacó por sus grandes cualidades y dedicó toda su vida. He dedicated his entire life a luchar por los derechos de los más débiles y defender a su, I'm going to put pueblo here. I had at first thought it was patria, but patria fits better in another place so that if you don't want to repeat words. So, desde muy joven formó parte del ejército de su país y demostró una y otra vez un gran amor hacia la patria. And patria has to go here. Well, it makes more sense because he's demonstrating a great love for his country, but also it has to go here because of la. La is feminine, and so you can't use pueblo. It has to be patria. Al final de su vida, en un blank multitudinario en la plaza central, dio las gracias a todos y se despidió para siempre. And that's where you would put discurso. Whoops. Okay. Then una historia muy triste. Your friend Penelope told you a very sad story about Alicia and Roberto, her parents' old neighbors. Select the verbs that are missing in the following parts of the story. So here we've got Alicia, and she's saying, wow, you know, he's really good looking. So Alicia makes sense in this scenario that she fell in love with Roberto. Here, Alicia y Roberto tuvieron una hija que blanca en 2006. Probably nació. She didn't occur and she didn't get. She had, or the child was born in 2006. Después arrived Mateo, su segundo hijo. 4 años más tarde, blank a Nueva York por el trabajo de Roberto. They moved, so that would be trasladarse. Se trasladaron. Desafortunadamente, Roberto blank 3 meses después, he probably died 3 months after, because remember, it's a sad story. Gramática en contexto, then you're conjugating out these verbs into the preterite. So, Marcelo, hablamos de tus comienzos en el tenis. Bueno, yo comencé. Remember, this is EAR verb, so it should be comencé a los 9 años en la escuela de tenis y allí yo trabajé duro hasta los 16 años. Entonces, yo fui a Florida y tú pudiste ganar el US Open en 1993 y el Abierto de Japón. Sí, en 1994 me hice profesional. ¿Qué fue lo más definitivo? What was the most definitive for your, and so the answer is ganar a Agassi en Cabo Vizcaíno en 1998. This is what you're conjugating for because you're saying what was the most definitive event in your career. So winning against Agassi, and whenever it's an idea that is, so what you're doing is you're trying to identify the subject here, and whenever the subject is an idea, something that starts with a verb, you conjugate for el, so it should be fue. We're doing the same thing here. Simón Bolívar, Bernardo O'Higgins, and Abraham Lincoln fueron grandes héroes americanos que, and it's still talking about them, they put their interest for the country before their own interest. Gracias a Bolívar, Venezuela, and the subject is Venezuela, Venezuela could achieve or obtain its independence. Y O'Higgins, he tuvo un papel fundamental en la de Chile, meaning the independence of Chile. Lincoln wanted to abolish slavery, quiso abolir la esclavitud desde el comienzo de su actividad política y finalmente lo hizo con su proclamación de emancipación en 1863. So he he was able to achieve it. I would do the same thing again. Carolina met a Chilean student, Paloma, who now lives in the United States. In this dialogue, Paloma is telling her how she ended up living in the United States. Complete Paloma's response with the correct predicate forms of the verbs provided. So, yo vine para estudiar inglés como mucha gente, pero luego yo conocí, I met a un chico, and he fell in love with me. Se enamoró de mí, y yo de él, y claro, al final no pude regresar a Chile. Nosotros estuvimos mucho tiempo de novios, luego yo hice la maestría en la misma universidad, y así es la historia. Okay, and here we're matching the what was happening with the calendar. So if today is the 10th, this is where we're at. I'll just put the 10th like that. Okay, so yesterday, or last night, what did we do last night? We met with Gustavo. So me reúne, and it's gonna be, actually, yeah, no, I'll just do it like that. Me reuní con Gustavo. Okay, me reuní con Gustavo because you did it last night. It's not something you're doing in the future. El día 18, that's coming in the future. So you're going to say, voy a almorzar con Jacinto. Anteayer, that would be the day before yesterday. So not yesterday, but the day before, I played tennis. Jugué al tenis con Ricardo. Okay, esta noche, tonight, I'm gonna meet up with Mariela, so me reúno. That's what I'm doing tonight. Okay. El miércoles que viene, so the Wednesday that's coming, I'm gonna play tennis with Ricardo, so I would put, voy a jugar al tenis con Ricardo. El día 6, that was in the past, I would say I ate with Jacinto, so almorcé con Jacinto. Okay, eventos recientes en Chile. The following paragraph is a part of a report that you wrote about Chile. So, and you're supposed to plug in so I would put el 13 de diciembre en 2009, Sebastián Pinero logró ganar la primera vuelta de las elecciones presidenciales con cerca de un 44% de los votos y finalmente logró la victoria en enero del año siguiente. Un mes después, el día 27 de febrero, un violento terremoto atozó las regiones del centro y sur de Chile. La vida de Miriam. Fred and his Chilean friend Miriam are talking about important dates in her life. What words do they need to state the dates correctly? So this would be, okay, so here sería en el 99, pero después hice un posgrado. Y cuando te casaste, en abril de 2001. ¿Qué día nació tu primer hijo? El 5 de mayo. ¿Y cuándo conociste a tu esposo? En 1998. Blank, ¿qué año te graduaste tú? Yo todavía estoy en la universidad. So, ¿en qué año? And what year did you graduate? Okay, this would have had varying answers, and I'll mark those up on each of your papers individually, as well as this one. And then, okay, so I pulled up the audio for your test, and so it said, la semana pasada fui al cine. That was for number 1, so which of these would match number 1? It would be B, Mission Impossible Me Gustó Mucho. Okay, whoopsies. Which would be D. Okay. Ayer estuvo en la playa, pero no se bañó. Like he was at the beach, but he didn't go swimming. Y en 1998 conoció a Roberto y en 1999 se casó con él. And then anteayer jugué un partido de fútbol, ganamos 2-0. El año pasado hice un viaje a Santiago, compré muchas cosas típicas. Okay, and then these are your cultural questions, which I took straight from the handout that I gave you, and whenever you turn them in, I always give you the right answers. So this would have been true. The length of Chile from north to south is the same as the distance from New York to Los Angeles, and its width from east to west is the same distance between San Diego and Los Angeles. What is the capital of Chile? Santiago. True or false? The Andes are the tallest mountain range in all of Latin America. True. True or false? The red sand of Atacama makes it look terrestrial like Mars. True. True or false? Most of the strawberries and cherries bought in the U.S. in the winter come from Chile. That's also true. What is the most important drink in Chile? That would be wine. True or false? The U.S. Olympic ski team trains in Chile in our summer. That would be true. What season is it in Chile in the month of December? That would be summer. They're opposite of us. And who was Pablo Neruda? A famous Chilean poet.